What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Sage reporting live from my bedroom. What's poppin'? What's good with you? What's good with y'all? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? I'm back at it again with another video. You know? Yeah. um Here I am. Another video. Topic of the video. Adulting is fucked. Adulting is fucked, man. I just had a conversation with my folks, my mom and dad, and they were trying to give me pointers about job interviews and whatnot. So me being the young man that I am, I've gotten a whole bunch of job interviews under my belt, you know, and something they told me today really struck a nerve, because if this is how we have to deal with life, man, I totally understand and empathize with people who just become criminals, because the game is so messed up. And I have faith that God can do anything for anyone, and I believe that there are higher powers that, you know, control things. But well, let me get to what they said anyways. They said that in job interviews, you have to try to not seem too competent, right? Because if you seem too competent, you might threaten the manager, because they think that you're going to go for their job, or whoever is doing the hiring. And that's so crazy to me, because it's like, if you're doing your due diligence as a manager, and I'm sure most managers aren't, but if you are, then you should be secure in your job. You should be secure in your position, that no one is coming to take it from you because you do that good of a job. So what I'm gathering from all this is that you have to find a happy medium between not being too competent and not being totally unqualified and can't work anywhere for job interviews. So you have to find a sweet spot where you are competent enough to get hired, but not competent enough where the person feels threatened by your existence in the company or in the bar or whatever you're working at. That's crazy to me, because if that's how things are set up, I don't think even God could, you know. And that's not to say like God can't do it, but it's just like God isn't gonna step in and be like, yeah, you're hired. You know what I mean? And it's like there's other people applying for these jobs. I'm currently losing my mind in my room, because I have been applying up and down, left and right, and I keep getting these job interviews with these. Not the last one was decent, like I said in the last video. The guy was good, he was solid, but I think it went well. He said that he would get back to me before the end of the day. You know, so the day isn't over yet, so there's still hope. But what they told me really struck a nerve, because I can kind of see what they told me, meaning my parents. I can kind of see how that would be valid, because humans are weak. Humans are weasels, you know. And so they would rather just be like, I don't want to deal with, I don't want to level up my manager skills, so I'm just not going to bring this person in that's going to outshine me or whatever. But the thing is, I'm not applying for your position, I'm applying for a lesser position, you know. Yeah, adulting is wild, bro. I can't believe that we were honestly like, it has its good and its bad sides, you know, because when you're a kid, all you really want is just, you know, independence. Like, you don't want to have to check in all the time, and having to people know where you are, or having to wear certain clothes, or not have your ears pierced, or wear your hair a certain way. I get it, why we wanted to grow up, but man, it just feels like the game is rigged sometimes, you know. Like, I completely understand, and I have no judgment for people who steal from like big companies, but like people who steal from small establishments and businesses, they're messed up. But I mean, like people who like maybe even rob the government, I have no I have no qualms with that because what's the alternative? It's bad enough. It's bad enough that we are overworked and underpaid. They give us just enough so that we're broke but can live paycheck to paycheck pretty much. There's not enough for savings. Here in Toronto, a one bedroom shed of a house is like $600,000 for a crib. For a fucking crib, 600,000 for a one bedroom, one floor, 600,000. So it's like when you make people desperate, what they have no other choice but to fight the system. You know what I mean? It's like, and then not only is the wage low, to even the barrier to entry for a bunch of jobs is ridiculous. Not only is it because there's like an overpopulation problem. Like in big cities, there's people always need money. All people always need work. So you're fighting with that, and then on top of that, you're fighting with the management because people are incompetent and they don't want to have to work harder to earn their money. So if they see you as a threat, they're gonna cut your legs off from under you. And it's messed up because like this is life. Like this is the trial run is over. We're not kids anymore. So you being able to put food in your belly and have a roof over your head is dependent on these people playing these mind games. I don't know, man. I don't know. God be with me. God help me. I'm gonna keep applying. You know, I don't have a choice but to be strong. I've been strong my whole life, so I got no choice. But man, it is tough out here, man. And it's like, when I was working in the factory, right? I was there for about 8 months. That's all I could handle, 8 months of it. And this is okay. Let me give you guys the rundown of how I even ended up in a factory as a college graduate. So I'm born in Nigeria. Moved to the States when I'm 5 or young. I don't know the exact year I was. Stayed there for about 13 years. Me and my brothers pretty much raised ourselves. Our parents turned around. My dad is going through a whole bunch of stuff in Nigeria. He lost his wife. He has a business to run. He's planning to run for office, things like that. So he's swamped. And so during him fighting his adversities, he didn't have the wherewithal to handle us and our paperwork in the States, right? And they probably kill me for saying this because it's like, but whatever. It's like, it's whatever. So, yeah. So because of that, all the time that we spent in the States was for naught. Nothing came from it. There was no fruits from it. And so when they wanted to discipline me, because me and my brothers had like, we were doing what kids do with the free crib in high school, And so, yeah, so they brought me back halfway through my senior year to Nigeria. I stayed there. I do boarding school for about like 6, 8 to 7 months, 8 months. But school over there isn't free, so they had to pay out of their pocket, which is a bad idea, but whatever. They were trying to do what they thought was the best thing for me, and I understand that, and I appreciate it. In hindsight, terrible move, but I get it. I get it. And so they pull me out. I'm doing homeschool lessons. I'm preparing for the Canadian equivalent, not Canadian, the Nigerian equivalents to a GED, so I could use those test scores to apply for a Canadian school, because once I left the States, we were there on a green card, right? And so it was expired. So once I left, I can't go back because it's expired, and I have to go back in the back of the line for people who are applying to go to the States, and that's a long line. That's like a 20-year wait, long line. So the next best thing is Canada. They're advertising Canada like they need people to come and work and build up the economy, but what they really wanted was for immigrants to come in, pay 3 times as much for schooling, and then make it extremely difficult for them to get their PRs, and then potentially send them back if they can't fulfill the entire thing, because they want you to go to school full time while also finding time to work and provide for yourself while you're here with no assistance. Madness. So what they really wanted was just for us to come in and pay taxes and build up their economy with our tax money, you know? So there's that. And so now I'm here in Canada trying to figure this out. And why was I even saying this? Why was I saying this? Okay, yeah. So yeah. I was talking about my job. Yeah. Why I lost my job. So yeah, I come in, right? I'm still living off the hangover of missing out with my friends, because we had plans in high school to like go on trips in summer vacation and enjoy ourselves before we go to college. So I had to miss out on all that, and that messed me up, because I'm like, and then on top of that, when I went back to Nigeria, they sent me back a grade because the curriculum is different, right? So now I'm in year 11 while all my friends are celebrating graduating high school, and I'm in year 11 in a foreign country, not a foreign country, but I hadn't been there in so long, it was pretty much foreign to me. And I'm back a grade with like 13 and 14-year-olds. I'm like 17, I'm an oversized man in the class. I'm there with like kids pretty much, trying to navigate that psychologically, right? And so my parents run into some financial troubles, and so they pull me out. I'm getting classes from home. I'm preparing for this test. Take the test. My lesson teachers informed me that I need to get 100% to get a C, because the way they do it over there is that if the test marker is having a bad day, that affects how they mark your papers. Madness. So I have to get perfect scores pretty much. So I go ahead and I do it. My lesson teachers, they read the test over back from me, tell me that I got good grades. That should be fine. The results come out. My dad is pissed because I didn't get straight A's, but he has to understand that it's not my fault. They gave me just enough marks to be able to go to Canada. So like C's and D's. My dad wanted me to retake the exams, because it's like 6 or 7 subjects, right? And so my stepmom convinces him that no, it's good. We saw him work for it. We saw him struggle for it. Let him go. He's earned it. So I go to Canada. So in my mind, I'm thinking like, I dug myself out of that hole. I dug myself out of that hole. I made it back to the West. I may not be in the States, but I'm in the next best thing. If my friends want to come see me, it's on a long trip. So, yeah, I'm feeling good about myself, but I'm still living off the hangover of everything that I missed out on. So I haven't switched into grown adult mode yet. I'm 19 at the time. I haven't switched into like, this is the real deal now. Like, you're not playing with kid gloves anymore. You're in college now. You have to start looking at but I'm still looking at it with like kid lenses. And you can't blame me, you know. Hindsight's 2020. And so I take accounting, hate it, drop out after a semester. Take business. I'm kind of messing with it. I finish up, and then I survived COVID through all these things. So while I'm switching classes and whatnot, and I'm getting pulled out of school because we had some financial issues again. It's all between COVID, so I'm trying to find work and working in between this, getting experience while trying to go to school and just juggling all these things. I had a girlfriend at the time, terrible idea. I'm juggling all these things. And yeah. And mind you, by this time I'd gotten my license in the States, or my permit in the States. I was in pursuit of my license, didn't get it because I got moved back. I got my license in Nigeria, and then I come to Canada, right? And like I said, I wasn't in like game mode because I still was like, just like happy that I was even there because I got out of this tough situation. So in hindsight, I should have just gone and exchanged my license right away for a G license. That's what they call it over here. Yeah, whatever it's called, G2. I didn't, because I lived on residence, so I didn't have to drive anywhere, and everything I needed wasn't walking distance. I wasn't gonna be working enough hours wherever I was gonna find work to be paying for insurance and like car maintenance and a car in general. So I was like, I'm just not gonna deal with this right now, because it's like, it's not economical for me to do this right now. And so I just didn't do it. Fast forward to now, I don't have my license yet because I'm trying to figure that out and whatnot, getting a car and getting insurance, And so, I'm dealing with all the in-between days of all the crap of, becoming a man. So not only is the main arc of my life happening, I'm also dealing with all the little subplots that are like, poking at me and whatnot. And so I finally get it together enough where I can graduate school. I survived COVID by myself, no family around. So I finally graduate, and I'm working with a banquet catering company, doing like company and corporate events and weddings and whatnot. And it carried me on for a while, but the only bad thing about that job is that it kind of ends in the winter time because there's like a lot less events. So by winter time, if you don't have anything saved, you're screwed. You have to go find another job, and that's like ridiculous because winter in Canada lasts it's like half the year, damn near. So during that in between period, I end up I apply for this company called Intact Auto Insurance, and this is post COVID, right? So a lot of people had left the company because they couldn't handle the full-time work at home thing. So they were doing a mass hiring. So I got very, very, very lucky. Got the job. Didn't even prepare for the interview. I was just applying places. My interview was horrible. Not like I messed up, but like it was my first like proper corporate interview. And I didn't you're supposed to lie if you don't have an example of like a time that you showed good service or whatever. I didn't, so I was just honest. I was like, yeah, I don't have anything to say. The guy was like, oh, for future reference, make something up. I was like, cool. So I wasn't even thinking about it. I was like, I'm probably not gonna get the job, whatever. Get the job. The job is a hybrid role. 3 days at home, 2 days in the office. I'm living. I'm so happy, and things are going well, right? And then my immigration situation happens, because like I said, when I came, I was still living off the hangover of missing out. So I was like, all right, I'm here. I pretty much know what to do. I just need to graduate. I don't need to, like, I'm not thinking too much about the requirements. I'm just like, all right, as long as I graduate, there should be no problem, right? I'll be able to get a job and I'll be able to get my stuff. So I'm just thinking, yeah, I'm cool, whatever. And the thing, the what's it called? The study permit, it says that you have to maintain being a full-time student, and if you do for any reason drop your classes, you have to notify us when you apply for your post graduation work permit. Right? Didn't know that. I applied for it. I let my study permit expire because I'm thinking, why would I get denied? Right? I graduated school. I have a job. I'm on the right track. I applied for the post grad. My study permit expires. I get it back, declined. I'm like, all right, this is bad. I instantly knew that my life had just taken a downward spiral after all the crap I had just dealt with. I knew, I was like, man, this is gonna be a problem. This is gonna be a really developmental arc in my life, because I was like, yep, I'm about to suffer. I just, when you just have that feeling like, oh man, like this is gonna be a long-term issue. I tossed my parents about it, and my parents didn't know any better because it's their first time doing this too, right? And I don't blame them, they just didn't know. So my stepmom, my cousin in the States, she got a job working for like an application company that makes apps or develops apps, and that company paid for her sponsorship and like helped her with like her lawyer stuff to stay in the States. So she was thinking that maybe I'm working with this big company. If I tell them about my situation, that they could help me out. I'm an entry level in an entry level position. I'm just a number to them. At that point, I'll be more trouble than I'm worth. They let me go. They let me go. The most depressing, trying, and challenging time in my life, man. I've been in dark places, but man, that felt like I died. I felt like I died. Because those jobs are so hard to come by. So hard. They let me go. I go into like a pretty severe depression, right? Bedridden. I can't even force myself to crack a smile because I'm thinking, this isn't how it's supposed to end. I did everything in my power to avoid being depressed, but I was so heartbroken. I was so heartbroken, man. Because now I have no way to to work. I have to go find some bottom of the barrel, under the table job with no benefits. I'm gonna have to deal with idiotic people as a college graduate. After dealing with all that crap to get to this point, like, that's not how the story was supposed to end. This was like my end credit scene Yes, he persevered. He went through all this crap. He fought through it. He made it back. You know, he got a job, and now he can, focus on the future and live his life. Terrible situation. Terrible. Hindsight is 2020. If we had known back then that applying as a refugee would not save, but you get a work permit within like 2 weeks. We didn't know that. So now I'm currently going down that path. Yeah. I had to go to the factory, right? And just knowing everything that I'd been through up until that point, I'm just like, I'm not supposed to be here. I'm not supposed to be here. I try to make the best of it. I try to wake up every day, listen to words of affirmation, do push-ups, waking up at the butt crack of dawn before the sun is even up, because you got to be there at 7 to 3 or whatnot. I could only do it for 8 months. I got to a point, and this is the reason why I'm even sharing this, because of how crazy adult life is, right? I got to a point where I was okay with going to jail. I was okay with getting sent back. I was like, this cannot be my life. I don't know how, and man, more power to those people, bro. I don't know how people stay at jobs that they hate for 20, 30 years. I don't know how they do it. Maybe they're just so devolved as a human that their soul isn't crying for help. Every day that I was there, oh my God, I felt like my physical body was upright and doing work, but if you could see my spiritual body, it was laying down on the ground just staring at the ceiling. Like, what the fuck happened? Like, it took every ounce of energy for me not to just collapse over. I was in there miserable. And I'm dealing with these people who still have a high school mentality. Because, the good thing about a good job, well, if you're lucky, is that you deal with people who have a little bit of sense, if you're lucky. But in places like factories, you're dealing with the scum of the earth. You're dealing with the scum of the earth, man. You're dealing with old men who still have high school mentalities. I've been here 40 years. You're just a rookie. You're proud of that? You're proud that you've been here in the bottom of the crevices of humankind for 40 years? And my stepmom said something that was pretty enlightening. She said, someone has to do those jobs, right? And that's fair. I get that. But it's like, you can always be replaced for those types of jobs. I think eventually those jobs will become automated. A factory job should just be something that holds you over. It shouldn't be something that you stay in for your whole life. But then again, I don't know, right? I'm a very artistic person, so those jobs are just very soul-sucking to me. So, yeah, I got to a point where I was like, you know what? I'm okay with going to jail. I'm okay with going to jail if it means I don't have to do this every day. You know what it is? Do you know? Because, like, your full time job is your life. Your full time job is your life. You spend more time there and preparing to go there and recovering from there than you do at peace in your home. And that's why I'm trying to strive to figure out a way where I can just work 3, maybe 4 times a week doing something that I love. If it's something that I love, I'll work five days a week full time. But I still think it's not good to be working more than you're resting. Call me lazy if you want to. That's how I feel. I've done the 9 to 5s, I've done the 8-hour shifts, the 40-hour weeks, and all you're doing is living for Friday. That's all you're doing. That's no way to live. And this is how people's life passes them by. And at the end of it, they still die broke. And that's why I can't look down upon people who do what they need to do to make sure that they're okay in this life. That's not to say you should go kill people or, go rob families, but people who do like the white collar crime, is that what it is? White collar crime? Do you? It is crazy out here, bro. I got to a point where I was like, enough is enough. Waking up every day, cooking, rushing to work, slaving, manual labor, slaving. They're on your ass because you're not working fast enough. Fuck you. Come home exhausted. Take a nap. By the time you get up, chill for a bit, maybe you watch a movie or play some games, you gotta go to sleep because you gotta be up early in the morning so you can cook and do it all over again. Your weekends, nasty, because you're just tired from it. You're tired from the week. You're recovering from the week. You have no energy. You have to force yourself to go out. I remember one time I went out on a Friday night after work. I was falling asleep at the party because I was fucking tired. It's madness, bro. Adulting, man. And then it's like, you try to find a job that you love, but there's so much competition. Like for bartending, so much competition. But yeah, that's how you see this compassionate, evolved being that's presenting himself to you today. That's where I come from. And that's why I'm just so happy that I fought and clawed my way out of that psychological situation, because I'm much better now because the heavens opened up themselves to me in the last like couple of months, and I was blessed with a cousin who was able to help me out. God bless her, man. She was paying for my rent for like 6 months, 7 months, and that's crazy. And that's so crazy to me because a lot of people don't have that luxury. I'm very lucky. As bad as my situation is, I'm very lucky because without her, God knows what I would have had to do for those months. It was the winter months too. God bless her, and it's on brand because her name is Mercy. Her actual name is Mercy, so it was on brand. That's my cousin. Big ups to her, man. Big ups to her. Yeah. And then after that, I got on some government funding assistance. I didn't know how I didn't know how easy it was to get on welfare. I did not know. It's damn easy. It's not as hard as you think, over here at least. And so yeah, that's how I'm like been managing myself the last couple of months, you know. And then of course I also had some money land from tax returns, and it was okay. But I was trying to avoid the situation. I was trying to avoid the situation that I'm in right now by applying for work. But literally, I've been trying to get a corporate job, or I had been trying for like 6 months. I gave up, so I went back to my roots, try to make money as a bartender again, and it's tough to find work. And so, yeah. Title of the video, man, adulting. Adulting 101. It's straight up madness out here. Madness. That's the video. I believe this is the record for my longest video. Shit. I really opened it up to y'all. Y'all be good. Good luck with whatever you're dealing with. I'm rooting for you. I know how tough it is out here for everyone. You know. Y'all be cool.